Hey there. I think I'm almost done with Bikini. Oh, I should have straightened this out before I turned on the live video. It's okay. Everything's fine. Yeah, this thing. If you saw the video that I reposted earlier, I thought that was pretty cool. Showing what this actually does. I thought that was pretty informative. Well, mainly to me because it was like, this thing works. It actually does something. So anyway, oh, here's Bikini, and it's almost done. Susan's painting. I think I was able to find the things that I didn't like about it, and I'm still poking at it. So it's almost there. So I'm happy with it. I think I'm happy enough with it. I did change it a little bit from the photo. I think I just had to get to have it look more like Prince. I think it feels like him, and sometimes having something feel right is more important than well, I'm sorry, that's always more important that something feel right than actually be, well, I'm sorry, I'm back up from that. When it comes to art, it's important that it feel right. You remember you might have heard the old story about Charlie Chaplin coming in third in a Charlie Chaplin lookalike contest, and that's true. He actually did enter this contest, and he came in third or fourth place. Anyway, because people have they have a carry around in their head what they think a certain thing should be. Now, I'm not saying that fans don't know what Prince looks like, but when it comes to casual photos, you can look so many different ways. I mean, I have so many pictures of me that don't look anything like me. Even this on video here, that's not me. Who's that person? So you carry around a concept, an idea, and our brains need that just to get through life. You know, we feel like we know what a traffic light looks like, and we stop at them because they match our expectation. And we don't go through them because we've never seen that traffic light before. It's a shorthand that we carry around. It's very important. I've always been interested in that. There's a shorthand that we use just to get through the day, and it's very important. The things that we don't necessarily pay attention to, and we dismiss. I think I've seen a few TV things about that, showing how not that people aren't observant. It's just that you do create a certain shorthand to just to go day by day, and it's necessary. I think you don't every step you take, you don't look down to see if there's sidewalk under your foot. You step forward because you trust. You trust that there will be earth there and not a giant hole. So all society is based upon these concepts of, well, I'm sorry, not a structure of trust. They're very important. Of course, I've lost track of what point I was making. I forgot already. Anyway, so this picture of Prince, I think is fine now. I'm almost done. Almost got it, I think. I think we need some more fuzz down here. Let's see if we can get fuzz color. Let's see here. Yep. I think we need more Prince fuzz right here. So, even if this wasn't here, a fuzziness on his leg, I might have to put it in there because people would expect it. Shouldn't there be fuzziness down here? So I might have to add it anyway. But he does have it, so just a bit. I won't overdo it. I have the belly button here, and it's just a circle. It's just a circle, and that's, you know what, that's good enough to convey that Prince did have a belly button. So almost there. Sort of a sketchiness here. I don't have to overdo this. That's good. That's good. And do I have it here? I think a little bit more. Oh, one more thing here. I'm gonna put some white in these lights here, and so Susan, I'm actually going to have something to mail you. My goodness, I'm so sorry, but things have gotten hung up in a certain way, and I'm almost helpless. Well, lately I have been. It's just that things I'd like to finish, I guess, haven't been able to, because I haven't been able to find the string to pull to get the energy. But I'm better lately. I think tomorrow I'm going to go work out with Chris, and I didn't do it today. I took a little bit of a break, but back to it tomorrow. There's a fellow on Instagram that Holly pointed out to me, who is very much real heavy duty exercising, and sort of what I'm doing. He's very much an FU cancer person, and you know what? Because I'm not that person, I don't want to put down anyone else for their technique. Because it is nearly it's not even a technique, is it? It's just how you are personally, and what gets you motivated. And I can see for some people anger is a real motivation. It's like, why did this happen to me? And you, I've never really felt that way. I'm not saying this person feels anger. I'm just saying that I think that people are different, and you have to respect where people are coming from and what motivates them. I think being angry in any way makes me feel depleted. So I'd rather feel harmonious. That seems to work well for me. So but whatever anyone else needs to do is, and I completely understand that. I have some strong feelings about that. But, you can't make someone, respond differently than what pulls their trigger, and I just feel that I've written a little bit about this, is that I feel that cancer needs to be respected, because it pretty much has all the cards, and it's just an acknowledgement almost of the ocean, of ocean waves, or the sun rising, or the moon existing. It's such an amazing, powerful source. It's just an acknowledgement. It's not a capitulation. It's just that I see you, and I see what you are. And you're that part of a great mystery. I don't think we need death to have life. I don't really believe that. So I wouldn't actually say, I wouldn't give cancer that sort of a claim, Oh boy, you exist so we can really appreciate life. We don't need cancer. So... But I understand how some people feel that motivates them. I think it's probably pretty good motivation if you're doing physical exercise, and so I understand that. Oh, I want to this is okay. Oh, was I going to redo this? Yes, I was. You know what? I made so many changes to this that I decided to redo my my signature, because it's so different. So that's what we're going to do here. And I'm just going to paint this out in black. And then I'm going to come back in with maybe one of my silver pens and redo my name. I do this now and then. If I feel like I've made enough changes to something. I just want to restate my signature. You can almost go back then and say that my signature here is different than it was then, and that means that there's a difference in there's a time stamp on it. You can say I changed it later, and ooh, this and look, all these light drops in here. It would really need to be there. I cut kind of a fuzzy brush here, but you know what? It'll work fine. So I'm going to scan this soon. Oh, that's what I was going to say, is that when I was unable to work on really large paintings, I feel like I can do that now. I started to work on many smaller things just because I couldn't do much else. I could have something in my lap or something here and work on it. So I ended up creating many more smaller things than I really was expecting to do, and most of them are good for prints. And so many people have been asking me about prints. I normally have like 3 or 4 people a day ask me about prints. And you know what I've decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and just reopen the Etsy and just put everything up there again. And I have some other notions for doing prints and paintings online, but I'm going to go ahead and get the Etsy going in the next day or two. It'll take some doing, and I'll take newer things like this, and I'm going to put them up there. Whoops, fall down, because people have asked me about them. I have at least a half a dozen new things, so I'll add some newer things to the Etsy, and plus I have the energy to really do the prints also. So I think the time is just right, and plus I have so many smaller paintings I like to put up on the Etsy that people have been asking me for, and they're contacting me via Etsy. So like the Monstrance is Brian versus via Etsy, and then someone asked me for a Madonna painting, and sent me a picture to paint from. So I think I will do a Madonna painting. So I wanted to mention. This is just shortly a little bit of philosophy, maybe, or technique. So my next MRI is coming up on the 13th, and you realize once you get regular MRIs that they assume an importance that you really didn't anticipate. I guess you think about it, you can see how they become very important, because an MRI is, if you don't know, magnetic resonance imaging. You're laying on a table and they give you an IV with color in it that can be seen on a computer screen, and that shows you what's happening inside of your body, and they can see tumors that way. They can see other issues through the MRI. So it's like the Wizard of Oz opening a screen and saying, this is what's here. And it's so wonderful to have that. When I first learned about my tumor, it was a CT scan that they did at an urgent care clinic, and within 2 days I was having surgery. But the MRI is the better way of doing it, imaging to see what's there. So when you're in a situation like I am with brain cancer, which is malignant and aggressive and likely to return, you're curious. You're curious. Do I have, I had a tumor here. Do I have one growing here? Do I have one growing up here where they wouldn't be able to reach it? They can't do surgery on it. Will it affect my ability to swallow or to talk? So it's a great unknown, and that's why these MRIs, even though they can be a great relief, they're also a bit like Damocles. I can't remember the name of how to pronounce the name of the fellow hanging above his head. They can assume a great importance, and I can see where people get a lot of anguish about that. But I've been thinking about that. The sword of Damocles. But is it Damocles? It's Damocles, right? I couldn't get the pronunciation for Damocles. It's Damocles. Thank you, honey. It's the MRI of Damocles. Not a sword. He has this big tube they put him in. The MRI of Damocles. So anyway, you can assume this huge importance. And I'm only on my second or third MRI, and I may have these for the rest of my life. Well, I probably will. Every 2 or 6 months, whatever it is. So I have to come to some terms with it. And I've realized a good way of coming to terms with this, and that is, it's not the MRI, it's my cognitive ability, which is much more important than what can be seen behind the screen. So before looking at, it's more important if I'm cognitively sharp, if I'm here, if I'm able to think and do things, and if my abilities are great. I think that's really more of a sign of what's going on in here than later to see the image and then someone to say, well, here's this or here's that, and that might mean that. Because anything that can come up on an MRI, another tumor, some other issues, that can all be countered. Those can be countered through more radiation, targeted radiation, or chemo, or surgery, if that's available. So there are things to counter that. What do you use to counter the unknown or anguish? And I think there are many things that you can use. Prayer, I use prayer. I think that also just seeing where things are right now in my life, and am I able? And I'm cognitively very capable, and I think that's a sign of what's going on inside of me, more than what's behind the curtain. And I'm lucky because right now I feel very cognitively capable, and I've had tests where I've scored very high, probably higher than before this all happened, I bet you, because I'm interested in being cognitively capable. Oh, I wanted to tell you about something else too. So I'm having this MRI on the 13th of next week, and every time I've looked at my information, I have like an online chart called My Chart, where I can see what's going on with all these clinics that I go to, people I see, and what my appointments are. And when I've had an MRI, it's always been through Mr. Brain, and I've always wondered who Mr. Brain is. I have a general practitioner who, Mr. Haizeng, who I kind of come to the conclusion is a little bit scared of me, because I was seeing him about my high blood pressure before this all happened. And now when I see him, his instructions are sort of like to counsel me. But, the couple of times that I've seen him lately, he kind of looks at me with a little bit of concern and fear. Like, what? Because he's pretty young. And it's like, what do I do with this person who could die? So I almost feel a little sorry for him, because he is he's a little bit he doesn't know what to say to me. I can see that he doesn't know what to say to me, and he's not on Facebook. But anyway, so I was talking to him in his office, about a month ago, and I brought up Mr. Brain, the fellow who does these MRIs, and because he must be awfully good, because they call him Mr. Brain. So I've always had this concept that there's a fellow who is so good at brain MRIs, they actually call him Mr. Brain, and that's his nickname, right? And I told him about this, and I showed him on my computer, on my computer, Mr. Brain, that it says Mr. Brain here, right? And I was just, wondering who this fellow is that I've never met. And I really should ask when I'm having the MRI who Mr. Brain is. And he started laughing. And I think that put him, he's at ease now whenever I meet him, because he started laughing. And he said, Dan, they couldn't get the I on there. They couldn't get the I on there. That's MRI Brain. There is no Mr. Brain. And I was actually a bit disappointed by that. There is no Mr. Brain. But in my imagination, there always will be a fellow named Mr. Brain. who's very good at MRIs, and he goes in there and he controls the contrast, uses the controls, and then he wanders back into his life. So anyway, everything's fine here. I'm going to put some more prints up on Etsy, and I'll let you know. And I'm going to reopen my Etsy. I'll let you know when I do it. So probably in the next few days. And everything is fine here. Chris says hi. Our car died, and we had to buy another car. That was a stressful day yesterday. Amazing. So, but it all came together in a day, and it's important that, you know, for everything that we're doing with all these medical things and other things, it's important to have a car. So we have a car again, so it's nice. So everything's fine. Oops, I'm dizzy. Excuse me. I gotta go. So thanks, guys. And I don't think I have anything else to show you except I can show you Travis's painting again. Should I show you Travis's painting again? Hey, Travis, here's your painting again. Look how much closer it is. It's nearly there. So we're almost there. And then I have some other large ones. I finally ordered some boxes too from Amazon because I use the shipping containers. I cut them out for packaging to package these. It's actually it's a big process getting these in the mail. Oh, and I touched up a bunch of prints today because I hate to throw away a print that's possibly savable. So I spend time just repairing them. So here's something I'm repairing. So I just need some more purple black in here over this. So I'll be able to salvage that. I normally end up just giving those away to people, you know. So the prints that I salvage. Anyway, so everything's fine, guys. Thank you. Love you a lot, and I'll talk to you soon. And I don't feel bad lately. So I should show you my protein powder that I bought for exercising. It's as big as a barrel that a monkey in the circus would run on. So it's huge. I haven't had it yet because I'm afraid to have it too late at night because it'll keep me awake. So tomorrow I'll have some. So anyway, love you a lot, and talk to you soon. Have a nice night. Bye-bye, guys.